Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna ask you what you think. I give it 100. Dad over there too? You done gave it off with you? He got it. Yes, he got it. I give it 100. All right, you guys, we're so glad that you are tuned in with us. All right, you guys, we're so glad that you are tuned in with us. I own no rights to this music on Facebook and YouTube.
Mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some love in here today. Father, we don't need to escalate. See, war is not the answer, for only love can communicate.
All right, you guys, I can't play it too long. So just letting everybody know that we are actually getting ready to start in a little bit with Arthur Wiltshire. We've been waiting for almost a month now. We did have to reschedule one time, but like a man, he keeps his word. So I'm proud that he is with us. And we're going to be getting ready to start. You know, as always, I do a little bit of birthday things and everything. There go the man of the hour. How you doing, baby?
Peace, Queen. Peace, peace. How you doing?
Right, you look good.
Same to you. Thank you.
Thank you. I like that. I'm gonna give another little snippet of your song, but you know they be giving me on this music, but we still had it going for you.
Let me get my volume. You can hear me good? You can hear me clear?
Very well. Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, it's kind of, it sound kind of low.
Okay.
Say something again.
What about now? Still low?
I hear you.
Okay. Let me go start your little song over again. Give you a snippet because you know they be giving me on my music.
How's my light? My light okay?
Your light is awesome. You very well. Love that background scenery too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Brother, there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a We don't need to escalate. See, war is not the answer, for only love can communicate. You know we got to find a way to bring some love here today. Picket lines and picket signs. Don't punish me with brutality. Talk to me so you can see what's going on.
You have to cut it a little short. You know, I'm gonna try to get some other things. I just want to make sure that my mom is in the building. I didn't see her yet, so I'm gonna check on, because she always say that I don't check on her. So let me just double check.
I think I gotta get me some speakers or something. I don't know. Maybe it's just my phone.
It could be, but as long as you can hear us, I hear you very well. If you need me to repeat something, just let me know. But I hear
Okay,
you.
let me. First of all, I gotta plug my phone up before I go dead on you.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure she's good. I didn't mean to call her, but she'll call me. Message. Okay. Now you know. You told me him, but you know I got to go and get me some what you call
I get with this technology, man. And technology, something else.
I got too many things going on. I just had to go and hide somebody. It wasn't gonna work. I wasn't gonna keep trying because I'm not built that way. Let me tell you something afterwards before I even get started. I play this for all the people that I deal with seriously, because I believe that if I do this, I'm always good, because you guys need this right here in your life. This is what y'all need. Let me give it to y'all. Hold on, wait till the ad go out. You know they be doing the most. You find you one of these and you'll be good.
Like new recipes, fitness trends, the arts.
You gotta find you one to do afterwards. You gotta write now, so she gotta be every woman. You feel me? That's what I been trying to do. Listen, ooh, come on with it, Whitney. Anything, boy. Boy, because I'm every woman in
all right. All right.
All right. For nothing else.
Right.
That's my junk right there. That's my junk right there.
Okay.
You don't even need no more. You don't even need no more. What you want here?
Hey, I told you, anything Marvin Gaye, I'm good. Anything with Marvin.
Well, you know, I'm going on to sexual healing then. You ain't gonna say nothing but a word, since you want to go.
Rock it. I'll rock it.
I'm going on to sexual healing because you're talking about some anything with Marvin.
Marvin, one of my favorite artists. That's one of my favorite artists.
Nothing but a word. Let's get it going. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for some volume out there. Hold on. Oh, baby, now. Don't come right up. Yeah. Don't come over here.
All right, all right.
Hey.
All right.
Hey. That's what I'm talking about. That's right on my Android.
All right, Queen.
That's my mama played song too.
Right?
Well, when Marvin Gaye came up with that.
Yeah, that was a solid hit. That was a solid one.
It gives you the same feeling. What?
My mind.
My jump.
Something that's good for me. And emotional ability. There is something I can't do. Get on the telephone. Call you up, baby. And that's one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites.
That's my job right there now. Gotta get us in some trouble around here. I love some more gay boy.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That old music sound the best anyway to me.
Man,
It sound the best.
man, and let me tell you something. Okay.
Got your little disco lights going on back there, the little lights.
Over here, it's a party always.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
You know,
Nothing wrong with
the queen, baby. For real. So it is what it is. But I just try to keep a lot of stuff. We do a lot of shows and stuff over here. So my kids, they always do. So
right.
Stuff I probably don't do. But let me see what else I got. Oh,
home should be a place of peace. Should be able to enjoy at home if you can't enjoy anywhere else.
It should. It should. These ads be killing me. Hey. Now this used to be my song back in the day. That's all I want to know.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you should let me got to be the DJ. After you done Marvin Gaye Saints for Healing, he want to ask you this.
How does it feel?
Arthur Wilson, you done Saints for Healing, now he want to ask me.
How does it feel? Oh,
don't make no sense. Having joke. That's what I'm talking about. Let me have it my way like Bird T. What? Woo! Give it to me, D'Angelo. Ooh, I saw that man on that video.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's it. Come on now, D'Angelo. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh. You were that true to the house. You wasn't up there afterwards. You wasn't that true to the house. I don't know where you were.
Where was that?
I don't know when my mama was party.
Oh.
I just want. Boy, that's all it is right there. Yes. I want to know, yeah.
Don't hit that note. Don't hit that note on him. Don't hit that note now. Come on now.
You know my crazy behind. You know I be want to know. Let me see what else I got. What you want afterwards? I got a few minutes. What you want? Let me see.
Teddy. Gotta have Teddy. You got Teddy in the house.
Teddy Pendergrass?
Yeah. Doing nothing if you ain't got Teddy now.
What he saying? Turn out the lights.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, I need this right. Feels like a love TKO. I got to let it go afterwards. I got to let it go. Let it go. Yeah. Yeah. Tell him, Teddy. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a bad boy. That's a bad boy right there now.
Yeah. Listen.
You ain't shed no tears, did you?
No. And if I did, I was only trying to get myself together for the next.
Yeah.
Things ain't right. Take a fool and lose twice.
Why? Start all over again.
I think I better let it go. That's what I'm gonna do.
You let it go.
Yes. It's like another love TKO. Oh, yes. I think I better let it go. What you think about it, girl? Oh,
TKO.
Try to take control.
Love to control me.
Cause I lose all sense of time. Never
Change of mind.
Taking the bumps and the bruises of
all the things of a two-time loser.
Trying to hold on.
My faith is gone.
Just another sad song.
I think I better let it
Now,
go.
you know you can't play him if you don't play this one right here. Let me find it. You gonna play him, you got to play this man.
What you got? What you got? What you got? See, I do this every day. When I'm in that truck, that's all I mostly play oldies.
If you do that, you got to play this. Hold on. I do more than twerk now. Listen to that. Y'all already know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You cannot leave him out if you play Teddy.
Loofah, big loofah, little loofah.
It don't matter.
No, we said loofah.
As long as you say loofah.
That's the best, the most soulful voice for a man, in my opinion, ever.
I know that, and you know what? It's funny. There's a guy that almost sound like him that be imitating him on the thing. He's good,
Right.
but he still ain't Luther.
Nah, it ain't loofah. It ain't loofah. No.
Hey, Rod, how you doing, baby? I just want to let you know I see you. And I got your gift, Rosalind.
A chair is still a chair.
Hey, Tawana Brown and Kendra Brett and Kendra Brett.
Even when there's
Hey,
no
Kathy Whitehead. Oh, Lord, listen to that.
Hey, so the you can't see the, you can see them on, so see them on Facebook, the participants.
Huh?
So I can't see anybody like who's on the.
Who's saying the words? Hold on 1 second. My IT guy helping me. Hello, Tyja Whitfield. Oh, because they're on YouTube. It's not like it is when it's on Facebook. Well, listen to Luther. Luther's just doing too much. Oh, he said because you're on YouTube, you wouldn't be able to see it unless you're looking at it from another device.
Another device, yeah.
Ooh. I think people don't understand the difference between a house and a home. That's something people really need to understand. There's a
Right.
between a house
And a home. Right. Absolutely.
I think absolutely. I get too carried away with it, you know. But yeah, you gotta always.
Well, that loofah was sounding good.
I know. But if you play Luther, you got to play him. If you play Luther, you got to play this man right here. Because you can't play Luther and don't play this man right here. How long? Because my thing is you got to give them all they do, they diligence. They do. But that's it right there. What you call him? When you call Gerald?
Yeah.
Woo.
What they call him, a teddy bear?
Man, somebody, it's going down. That's up right there.
Oh yeah.
All my friends was telling me. They want me to do the most.
Diamond ring. Girl, you know all good things come in time.
I want it now.
Want it now? Anything to see a smile on your face. It's go messing with your mind. Girl, you know nothing I won't do for you. And baby, don't ever doubt it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Let me tell y'all something. If you get me, you better hold on to me.
Hold on to it. Right.
You better hold on.
A special kind. Special kind.
Cause I'm so special. Yeah. Yes, I know right now, boy. Okay. If I play Gerald, I gotta play this man.
What you got to go top that now?
Don't play
What you
with
got
me.
going top that?
Don't play with me. Cause you send it for me, Arthur, when you do that.
You ain't got nothing on top that.
Do not play with me. Because if I play Gerald, I'm finna show you, don't play with me. That's one thing I tell people all the time. Don't play with the queen.
Don't play with you.
No. No.
Let me see what you got. Let me see what you got.
I'm not a Toys R Us kid. I'm not a Toys R Us kid.
Let me see.
Whatever.
Let me see what you got then, Queen. Let me see what you're working with, Queen.
Don't worry.
Yo, I got 12 things to say. 12 ways of saying.
Oh, yeah.
So come on, y'all. Let's get it to them. Y'all ready? Am I? If I give you some of mine.
Oh, Robert.
Y'all 12 of mine. 12 play. Yeah. Come on now. Do you mind? I don't care what
12 play.
Do you mind?
Mr. Robert.
That man just summons up some type of
12 play.
right away. You know what happened. Oh, I'm gonna get ready to get to him. Here we go.
Okay.
12 blood. Yay! 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 That's so broken. Do you mind if I give some of mine? I don't know why they play with me.
Yeah, that's the one right there now. That's the one.
I'll do it too. Do what happened. We're gonna go to my room of fun. Hold on.
We'll go to my room of fun.
Yeah.
And now say give me a tongue.
Yeah.
Cause tonight I'm gonna fulfill fantasy. Yeah. Oh, lying down on the floor. And I wait to come inside. Anything that's broken, I fix.
Go fix it. Fix it. You gotta fix it.
If I do what?
Fix it.
Yeah. Now I gotta go. Daddy do too much. He do too much. Boom. That's my man right there. I can't say nay once he comes. He just
You didn't go to 12, man. You didn't go to 12.
Okay.
Let me down, we'll go to sleep.
Yeah.
And that's when I'm going down on my knees, giving you some of my 12 things.
Yeah. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna ask them Robin. They already texted me to my son, ask Arthur Witcher questions, but I'm gonna ask Arthur Witcher a few questions. I'm gonna get it. You ain't gotta worry. Now you know what? I gotta find.
I'm asking questions too.
This
I want to
all
know.
I want out of life.
I want to know too.
Yeah, but
I'm
this is
asking
all I
questions.
want out of life right here. I try to tell people because I think relationships, to me, they're not made from what I need them to be made from. So until they get made from something different, this is all I want.
in his bedroom, baby, and hit you with some front back and side and hydraulic soda.
That's all I want. And break you off something proper like that's it. Accommodate. Yeah.
Appreciate the way you lift you up down the wild.
That's black or belly. And I still gotta make it. Somebody got time. Yeah.
He ain't your husband.
Yeah.
Just somebody you can call if your body needs a fix. He'll put you in the mix and you hear him asking, what's my name? Say my name, stuck a good man. Stuck a belly of rubbish.
I'm trying to
Her man.
I ain't trying to do nothing but hear some of that car. I don't be wanting all that aggravation. They be doing too much. They be doing too much. Let me see what else we got. For it's time to go to our song. Did I play? Oh, this everybody. Sheikah Mayo. I ain't gonna leave you out because I love you a lot, Sheikah. So here you go, baby. Sheikah Mayo right there. I don't want her looking all sad with her big fluffy eyes and stuff with them lashes. I miss you too, Sheikah. Listen, here we go. You don't know nothing about that afterwards. You don't know nothing about that. Listen. Usually when two people get together, yeah, that's something happens.
Usually when two people are together for a long time, things seem to change. It's been said that nothing good lasts forever, but this love gets better every day.
Yes, it do.
We're all excited inside.
Yes, we do.
Every time that we get along.
Yes, we do.
He still got love in his eyes.
He got love it.
And I still got love in my soul. I'm still like the first time we met. Then I kissed and I told you I loved you. We still, yeah, run around like teenagers, even though we're grown and married with kids. And we still talk on the phone for hours when I'm away. He still writes letters and
That's my job right there.
every other day.
I don't even know who that is.
Everybody else is how we make it love. I tell them I still, he still was there.
Really awesome.
Now I still smile in the morning when I realize I'm still in his arms.
Hey,
We know everything
I thought.
about each other.
There's no way you don't know who Tamia is.
I was trying to catch it. I can't even catch who that is.
Okay, this gonna take us into 8 o'clock.
They're approachable.
This gonna take us into 8 o'clock, so it ain't gonna matter. Once this one right here come on, it's over. What's that? Come on.
Hey, that's it.
All my clothes on.
That's it. That's
All
it.
those on.
That's it.
I ain't got all that.
That shut it down. That shut it down right there.
Boy, that's my jump, boy. Chris. Baby.
Oh, they shut it down. They killed it.
It's over. Here we go. Yes, I will.
You
If you ever get my heart,
truly adore you.
listen.
That's it. They shut it down. That's it. Over. Over.
Love's too weak to define just what you need to be.
From the first moment.
From the first moment I saw you, ooh, I knew you were the one.
What do we want?
I do it.
That night I had to call you.
Yeah, yeah,
I was rapping to the sun.
yeah.
Telling you just
Hey, that's the
And a
baddest.
workout number 6.
I love my cool. I told you to. My body was next. You made love to me.
Boy, I can just run my mind.
Was you afraid of?
Yeah.
Was I
That's
the
hey, that did. That's the classic, man. That's it.
That's why one day
Anytime. Be there for you. You are mine now. I truly adore you. That's one of my favorite songs of all time right there. That's one of my greatest.
I'm trying
That's
to
my top 5.
man, let me
Let's
tell
get
you,
it.
it's time to get with it out the witch. But I say this and I say, love is something that's an awesome thing if you ever really get to it. A lot of people play with it. But if you ever really get to a place where you truly can say you 100% unconditionally love somebody, it's supposed to be one of the most amazing things ever. I don't think we ever really get to these places, but however, that's the reason why I want to talk about things, and kind of get a feel for why we can't get to them places.
Can't look. Can you? I don't know. You sound kind of low. I'm missing some of what you're saying.
Listen, what I'm saying, IT.
So I don't know what. Maybe it's just my. I don't know. It sound kind of low.
Let me. Do you want me to talk louder?
Maybe.
Got a microphone in here.
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead.
Does that help, or do you want? Or you want me to get?
No, you good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sure?
I'm good. Yeah.
Just ask me to repeat something. I don't mind. You want to turn this feed up?
Yeah.
For him? We're gonna try to turn my volume up some for you, okay? That's what he's saying. He's gonna do. Okay. Arthur, can you hear me?
Okay. I hear you loud and clear.
You hear me loud and clear?
I hear you.
Okay. So I was saying that, I don't feel that we ever really get to those places. And since I'm the type of woman that is willing to admit why I don't like being in relationships or whatever, I figured I would open up a dialogue between a man, which I truly consider you to be that.
Right.
Make sure that I get some honest, heartfelt answers to some of the questions that I've had. Now, I've been told that you are the truth minister. You're the GOAT. I know flu, you feel me? But everybody else done told me, he the truth. He's a GOAT of some kind. Like, okay, so let's see what we can get out of this since this is what he's supposed to be. So to anybody that don't know him, he is Arthur Wilcher. That's who he is. And I want to bring him on to get some dialogue with him about some of the questions that we have. But I do need to make this clear. Arthur Wilcher is only here to speak in general. We cannot attack his character. We cannot attack his lifestyle. If your questions are geared toward him as an individual, we will not be asking them. We're talking in general. Keep in mind, he's married, and so whatever you know is irrelevant. We're just trying to deal with the questions that we have as women because we have a man who say he's willing to give us his point of view. That's it. So if your questions come across foul, I've been warning you guys for weeks. I'm not warning you no more. I'm just going to block you. I can't keep warning you. You got to be mindful that this is not that you got to dig through it. It's in general. That's all, okay? So with that in mind, Arthur Wilcher, I'll go ahead and let you, start off first. If you want to go first with any questions that you have, and we'll bounce back and forth because I did present some questions to you, and then I will ask you, how do you feel? I will ask you, how do you feel about anybody opening up the floor to ask you some questions, okay?
Well, first of all, I just want to thank you for inviting me to the show, Queen. I really appreciate it. And these are some of the dialogues that we have to have. We got to have these, these type of conversations. And I really appreciate you for doing what you're doing because most of the time we don't talk about things. Black people won't talk about them. So I'm open to whoever want to open up the floor, want to say any, I'm here. First of all, I'm a student of life, so I'm here to listen and learn. And if I can teach something, I'll do that. But first and foremost, I'm a student. So I'm here to listen and I'll answer questions. So let's get it.
Okay. Well, we won't hesitate. We'll jump straight into it and we'll get to it. One of my most troubling things, and this is not personal yet, I don't understand. I love men with dreads. I think it is something that's very attractive, but I'm just confused on why we have a high volume of men who get them and then they become to be something monstrous. They do not maintain them. They do not understand them of something. I'm not sure. And then they pass that same lack mindset to their kids after they start trying to get their children to get dreads also. Again, I'm not against them, but I am against the way some of them look. So I need some insight on why do men get them and then don't understand they need to be maintained and then don't do anything to push that down because it's not a house style that is supposed to be
just not maintained?
Well, first of all, we shouldn't even be having a conversation about hair. You know, that's just something to me that's kind of that's personal, and the fact that we got to talk about hair is just it's a trip. But that's the world we live in. You know, you're gonna get judged by your hair, how you look, your appearance, and I just think people should, in my opinion, should just be mindful of the environment that you live in. So you know that people are going to judge you, especially like the young men. You know, if you're going in for a job interview or just, you know, anything to represent yourself, anytime you go outside of your home or even at home, you know, you want to try to carry yourself in a presentable way. So if you're stepping out into a job interview or school or whatever, why not look your best? You know, I just think the hair speaks, in my opinion. I think hair says a lot about a person. You know, if you don't keep your hair trimmed or you letting it go or whatever you make. I saw a dude one day, this is no lie, it looked like he had a bird nest on this side. You know, he had a garden over here.
Talking about, you know what I'm talking.
You know, so you know, I'm like, you got to be feeling some type of way. You know, this is like an expression. I think it's like more an expression of how a person may be feeling or what they may be going through. So you know, when you let your hair go, let your, you know, hygiene, all of that, it's just you got something else going on. And I just think these men need to understand that. First of all, when you represent yourself, you want to, you know, represent yourself in the best way you can, because people gonna judge you, you know. So yeah.
Exactly. And I say that because we were also concerned with the lack. I know you have a group that you deal with, and we're concerned with the lack of input that these guys don't understand. Pull your pants up. I don't understand why we're still at that place of having to say, do something to your head, pull your pants up. Why can't your pants just be pulled up? I've never understood this mindset that now I worked at the prison for 2 years. You'll pull them up quicker there than you will on these streets. But you'll pull them up there. But I'm saying that to say it is such a foul way to present yourself when you're out. But it seems to be the norm. And fathers, for some reason, not all of them, but a large of them, will not make their children, their young men, pull their pants up.
Yeah, and I that's one thing I really don't like it at all. You know, I see some of these guys, they had their pants, you know, like over the butt, you know what I'm saying, over the crack of their behind. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting. I was in a store about a couple of months ago, and I was in it was like a bunch of older women in the store, and it was a young guy, you know, checking out, and it had like 3 or 4 older women, you know, behind him, and his pants were like over the crack of his, I mean, showing his, you know, and they was looking, and it embarrassed me for him. So if you don't think enough about yourself, the kind of, that goes back to what we were saying about the hair. You know, why would you present that type of you know, look for the public, for anybody to see your privates?
Right.
You know what I mean? And they don't even have a clue where they even came from.
Right.
They don't have a clue. And a lot of this stuff we perish for, we destroy for our lack of knowledge. We don't know a lot. We don't understand a lot of, in these cultures, we don't have a culture. Due to slavery, our culture been taken away, so we don't have an identity. You know, so we just follow any little thing, any little trend that's put out. You know, and we just gotta, I think we gotta learn more, educate ourselves more, because if you understood where that came from, with your pants sagging like that, you wouldn't even wear it. You wouldn't do it.
And I have to take a moment and give a shout out to my brother, Dr. Benjamin Akins, because he does put out a lot of profound things on slavery that I truly don't even be, I be floored once I be like, Jesus, I didn't want to see that, because it puts something in your mind that won't go away. But I get it. He's trying to get you to see that this is what we come from. And you guys, maybe you didn't know this, but you're not looking at this. And your stuff be just, I mean.
Education is key. Education is key because, you know, like last 5-6 years ago, I started educating myself more in who we really are. And I learned more about us, who we are, not who they told us we are, but who we actually are and who we were before we were enslaved, colonized, and brought here. You know, so a lot of this goes back to our lack of knowledge. You know, like I'm saying,
you know that as women, the reason we're wearing all these, when I was out doing all the godforsaken stuff I was doing and wearing all the loose clothes I was wearing and had all my butt hanging out, I didn't even know that that was because they did a woman like, it was a woman that they did that way. And that was because she was one of the most, she was more healthier and she was more, you know, voluptuous in her size. She was extra,
absolutely.
You know, and when I learned, which was now, because I never got it back then, but when I did get it at the age that I am now, I started to think about it like, okay, well, maybe I don't need to, you know, but before I knew it, yeah, I did all those things because I never knew about that woman. But if you pull her up and you see how they did her because of, you know, what she had.
Absolutely. And like I say, it all just goes back to, in my opinion, back to that lack of knowledge. When you don't understand who you are, where you came from, you really don't know where you're going. You know, I hear people say all the time, you know, let the past stay in the past. Exactly. Well, you telling me you're gonna forget about your ancestors, your mother and father and your grandparents and your great-great-parents that brought you into this world? You can't forget about them. You know, and that's a lot of our problem today. You know, we following anything these people put out in the media, you know, on TV, and that it programs our mind to think or look at ourselves in a certain way. So that pants sag, and I ask anybody, what I want to pull one of them guys to the side one day with the pants, you know, and I do it in a respectable way if I can, and I've been trying to find the right time to do it, and just ask them, brother, I mean, who started that trend? Do you know? I mean, what is it? Do you know what it is? Just to see it, get an answer, you know, without getting myself shot or something like that, because you know they get offended. So I just want to ask one of the brothers, do you know where that came from? You know? Do you know?
And let me just let my audience know, I am going to open up the floor to allow you to have some questions for Arthur. I'm not going to overlook you. You just have to give me a minute. There were a few questions that Arthur and I decided that we would cover, and that was at his discretion. But once I open the floor up, me and him have an understanding that he will answer stuff that you are asking if he can. So if we get through this part, I am going to open it up so that you guys will be heard, okay? So just give me just a second, please. That's all. Go ahead, Arthur. You wanted to add any more to what you were saying?
Did I want to add any more?
Before I went to the
No, I mean, not really. Just, you know, like I was saying, it just, once we start learning who we are, you know, what our true culture is and what was and is, you know, I think we'll start doing better. But if you never reach back to say, hey, first of all, these when we were kidnapped and brought here, our whole culture, our whole identity was stolen. So we're just walking around in these bodies, and we're not even being nothing that we were before we were kidnapped. And we don't know that. If we go back and look and just take a look, it's too much technology out here for us not to know these days. I mean, you can just click on social media, not social media, but just, you know, just research stuff. You know, and just, you know, you get answers to things, questions and stuff that you always had. That's what I do. I do a lot of reading and researching because I want to know. I'm tired of people, you know, people have told us who we are for so long, and I just wanted to know who is Arthur Wilcher really. So that's why I started doing a lot of research and learning who I really am, and that's what I think people need to do.
And I had to look at myself. A lot of people say, you know, I don't dress as bad as I used to. Thank God, some of y'all are safe. But anyway, I'm just saying, really, all I'm saying is I had to watch a few things to see where I might have not been making the best decisions. Had I known some of those things at the younger age, I don't know if I would have critiqued it or not. But all I'm saying is now that I do know where some of that disrespect came from to our Black race, I don't, I felt so sorry for that woman. And I didn't know her. And I couldn't have imagined even what I'm wearing to do what she had to go through. It just changed how I looked at it. I'm not going to tell everybody that you'll get to the place that I got to because I looked at it that way. But my grandmother always taught me when you learn better, you do better.
You do better.
I learned better about that situation until I was older. And that's okay. So then I still tell my girls, you can wear a lot of stuff. You can wear things that's cute and provocative. Don't get it twisted. But I'm just saying some of the more things that just really that I used to do, you just don't have to do because
Right.
you know better now. So
Right, you know better.
I tell them,
Right.
you know, I just be
Right.
confused because that drew me into. I felt like for a while that men had talked about us so bad when we were in the rap game, and you know, for over 30 years, you guys ran that field, and we let you get away with all of that. But then, as soon as Widow Cardi came out with everything, and her and Megan Thee Stallion, you know, and now we hot. You know, y'all don't want us to be okay. Y'all want us to calm down because you guys doing too much. But you ostracized us forever. We were on your videos. We were bent over cars. You guys made us into what we are now because in 20, 30 years ago, if we wasn't in your video, we wasn't half dressed and on your arm the way you want us to look, you guys wasn't satisfied with that. You guys made it popular for women to have to get a bigger than bigger butt. You made women feel that their breasts had to be bigger than bigger in order for you to be satisfied. And now that they're doing it, now you guys are saying, oh, I don't think we like the way that looks. Y'all doing too much. Y'all, but I'm confused because it was originally what was put out by black media.
No.
We didn't just if you go back to the videos with Take a Minute, NWA, Luke, everybody who come out of the dirty South, it was all on Oprah and Donahue because the people did not like the trash that 2 Live Crew and this one and that one was saying about women and how they were exploiting women.
Right.
That's how it was 30 years ago. Well, our own race did that now, just a minute. But now women have decided, okay, we're good with it. We're going to monopolize on what you already was monopolizing on as men years ago. But now that we're doing it, men feel, now y'all too trashy. Y'all slide, y'all doing too. But it was the same thing. It was the same thing. It's just now we're okay with it. And the men are not. So I'm confused.
Well, I think it's now. We got a more consciousness. We're more aware now that what we were doing back then. You know, there's a scripture that says, when I was a child, I thought as a child. I acted as a child. That's my version of it. But when I became a grown man, I put away childish things. So we know better now. We know that what we were doing back then wasn't right. So when I see, like me, I'm 47, about to be 47 years old. I got granddaughters. You think I want my granddaughter out there talking about some WAP and twerking and all that? I don't want my granddaughter doing that, even though I did it, even though I took part in it. I didn't know what I was doing back then. And first and foremost, we didn't create that culture. Someone created that culture for us. We just took it and ran with it. You know, we don't own these companies, and we don't own the distribution companies or none of that to distribute this music. So what we should ask ourselves is who would even put this type of music out and why? We don't own these things, just like we don't own the planes and boats to bring the drugs in here.
That would mean that we are puppets to our own ill knowledge. If you do not have a mindset of your own to say that I stand for something, then you stand for nothing because you're a puppet. If you tell me that the industry is because they allowed us to get in on something that they were making the most capital off of, as a people, we should have stood then and said, no, I'm not going to let you market our women and dissuade our wives and our mothers because of you wanting to capitalize off of it when you're getting the most money. But now our women are making money and capitalizing off of what you've been doing to us all along. I just don't understand why all of a sudden we have to have a mindset of we know better, we do better, we think better, because no, I think that as things evolve, that everybody has to take credit for their behavior. And you cannot blame a generation of people who have been capitalized, not just on sex stuff, they've been capitalizing on tobacco, alcohol, drugs. They flood our communities with that stuff.
Right.
And so we have always been conditioned to being their puppet. And if we don't own that, and then at some point have a mindset for ourselves, I feel that mindset that we've always been puppets for them, we will always be. Because you cannot tell me that you are of everything that you were introduced to. I've been introduced to a lot in my life, and that's not my life. So that bothers me when I hear that.
Right. And I agree with you on that.
Out enough, somebody that does not have a leader's spirit, because I'm a leader. I never follow anybody. But those followers who hear you say that applaud themselves on the back, because now they have something to piggyback off of, because they feel like, yeah, they did this to us. But I believe you did it to yourself. Because if those groups back then had took a stand, then we would have never had to get to this place. But they didn't do that.
Well, that's kind of like, you know, you putting, let me see how I can put this. If you put a starving child, right, haven't eaten in a month or a week, and you put him in a kitchen with all of these fruits and vegetables, and you expect that child not to eat. You understand what I'm saying? So we've been starved for a long time, and then you create this atmosphere where we can maybe thrive a little bit. We think, you know, and then you tell us not to eat, not to partake of that fruit.
But then that's,
and we're starving, and we're if that makes sense, and we're starving.
You're telling our women that now, because most of us are single parents. Most of us don't have men in our house to provide for our children. And we have now tapped into a market that is very fluent for us. Yeah, we making bread. And now you want us to take the mindset, not partake of these things because we want you to be a woman. But you
That's
guys,
not it.
But you guys partake of it and made your kingdoms and made your establishments, and you're solid. So I feel that it can be done, and it can also be done tastefully, but I feel that it can still be done.
Right.
Whose taste does it bother? That's the issue. Everybody feel that something don't taste right to them, so it should change. But I just believe you should eat from your own table.
Right. And one thing that, see, we're in this together. And I just think everything that is geared towards keeping the black man and black woman separated, you know, and this narrative about that men are upset because the women are now, you know, more educated or making more money. No, we got to stop that. You know, maybe the little boys feel that way, but boys and men are two different things. Now, yeah, you got the little jealous boys out there. Oh, they doing the rap videos and they, you know, upset. No, but I'm not upset with the females for getting money. Get money, but understand what time we're living in, a crucial time now. We can't do those things we did today. We can't do those same things anymore. So it's about us educating ourselves, the male and female, to not let this society manipulate us into tearing each other apart. It's not that we're mad because you know, females are now taking the rap game or whatever it may be, and they're getting their money. We applaud that. But we're living in a day and time where foolishness.
But I still believe that it is not so much the other races that are breeding this foolishness. This is embedded in us on our own.
Yes, it is.
And I think that we only holler that we start that Black Lives Matter, and I believe they matter. But we only start that when it's some other race. When we're killing our own, we've been doing that for years, murdering our own children, doing things godforsaken to our own people, robbing and stealing and killing out our own people's homes. But now that somebody else done started being more vigilant in it, now we want to be on every corner, be on every stand. I never said that I'm not for Black Lives Matter, but I think that Black lives should matter to Black people.
Absolutely.
Stop killing your own people.
Absolutely.
You know, stop beating and domestic violence and raping and going around doing things to your own people.
Absolutely.
Before you try to tell another race how to treat your people.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But you know, once you've been around a thing for so long, you start taking on that thing's nature. It's kind of like when you're in a relationship with a person, you know, for an extended period of time, and you laying around that person, you breathing in that person's face. That you might be the sweetest, nicest female in the world, but you got a devil husband. You laying around that dude, and you eating with this dude, and you sleeping and breathing each other's face. You're gonna start carrying on that guy's traits. And again, you know, and that's kind of where we at.
That you're a puppet. Then I've never been anybody's puppet. I don't care how evil you are. I feel that when you cannot think for yourself.
I agree.
All my friends know me. This is an example. Everything that I've done in life, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I do it wildly on my own. But they do what they choose. But when they ask me,
My answer is the same. No, thank you. I'm good on that. I don't need nothing to drink. I don't smoke. I'm good. That's been my life. I do that. But that's not to say that who drinks or who smokes shouldn't. I say that because I'm not a puppet to anybody else's behavior. It is hard to be in an environment where everybody is drinking and you say no. Because their thing is, you don't want nothing to drink, girl. Girl, you know you drink. Girl, come on. But my answer is I don't want nothing to drink.
Right.
I'm not a puppet to anybody else's behavior. Whatever Ivy does, I do it all by myself. Even when the devil talked to me about it, I make the choice to do it.
Absolutely.
But when you give people this umbrella of behavior that you can modify because of situation, you breed ignorance to the issue, which is you are responsible for your own behavior.
Oh, I agree with that 100%. And I'm that way. You know, I hear people all the time saying, you know, peer pressure. Okay, it may be some peer pressure, but I remember growing up my whole entire life, you know, and people that know me, they'll tell you, you know, when they was doing drugs, snorting cocaine and doing this and that, you know, I never, you can never force me to do something that I didn't want to do. Everything that I've done it because I wanted to do it. Peer pressure never bothered me. So, and just like now in the life I live now, you know, I do what's right for me. You understand? I don't care who don't really deal with me, don't like it, you know, because people alienate you once you start doing different than what you used to do, you know? So I understand that because I'm that way. I don't let nobody dictate, you know, or I don't use that for an excuse that, you know, hey, I got peer pressure or I can't, you know, that's you know, this is just not being real, you know.
And I have these people, I am going to open the floor in just a minute and I'm going to do them in an order. But I say that because if as adults, we don't own our behavior for being followers, you cannot teach your children anything about being a follower. Either one of my daughters will tell you, I don't care what trouble they get in. When I get to the school or I get to where they at, the first thing I ask is, what did you do? I don't want to hear nothing. I stopped the principal, I stopped the teacher. Well, they were with Ricky and Ricky was talking. I said, listen, I did not birth Ricky. I want you to tell me what Denial was doing.
Absolutely.
You can talk to Ricky mama when she get here.
Right.
Because Denial shouldn't be following Ricky. But if that's what you're telling me, I'm going to deal with Denial. Because I don't need followers. I need leaders. So if you're not a leader and you're letting things in your life be put on you because of your association, who you're affiliated with, who you vibe with, that peer pressure can get to be somewhat overbearing on other people. But this is a gift, and I think people don't get that. Everybody is not born with the gift of being a leader.
Right. So I kind of look at it a little bit. I agree with much of what you're saying, but you know, we have followers, and there's nothing wrong with being a follower, but you got to be following the right thing. You know, everybody ain't meant to lead. Everybody ain't meant to follow. You know, you have followers, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm understanding things that I understand now. I will follow, but it has to be the right things I'm following. There's a big difference right there. You know, everybody can't lead the pack. Everybody ain't, you know, no leader. But you can have some good. Everybody got to play their role. You can have some good followers if they're following the correct things. That's what I'm saying. The correct things. You know, we live in a day and time now, those things that we used to do, they're not correct. A lot of things we learned, they're not correct. So it's time for us to start following those. Follow the right things. And we know right from wrong. We know right. We're not stupid people.
Are you open to some questions now?
Yes, absolutely.
1 second, you guys. I'm going to go in the order that they were given to me, if you guys don't mind. Okay. So Rosalind Williamson wants to know, and I'm doing them in the order that they were given to me, and I apologize if that doesn't work, but that seems to be fair to me. Rosalind Williamson wants to know, what makes a man step out on their woman?
That's a loaded answer to that. I would say, for most men, I think that, see, first of all, you can't be real with someone else until you're first real with yourself. You know what I mean? And a lot of men are dealing with, in my opinion, a lot of men are dealing with self issues. You got to take care of you got to deal with yourself first. How are you going to be faithful or real with someone else if you're not real with yourself? A lot of these, in the last few years, I had a lot of conversations with a lot of different men and women, and I've learned a lot of things that I never that I didn't know, like a lot of men went through as children.
Right.
A lot of men dealing with issues, women too, but a lot of men that I found out they're dealing with some self issues. You understand? So it's just kind of hard to be, a buck with somebody when you're just not right within yourself. So everything is within self. Get yourself right, then you can help get some, you can work with getting a relationship right.
And
so
that's when I started Tell the Truth dating. I really want to Tell the Truth matching.
What now?
I started this website. It's called Tell the Truth Matching. I want to cut out the lies that we tell each other when you don't really vibe on that. So I want people to be real enough to say, well, Ivy, this is where I am. I mean, why waste 5 years of another woman's life or another man's life when you knew going in that that's not who you were? I'm okay with that if we can talk about that. But
Absolutely.
I'm saying when we can get that out in the front, you will eliminate a lot of dates and a lot of unhappiness and shedding tears nice, if you be honest up front. A lot of people won't do that, but I will. All the men that I deal with will tell you they know exactly what I want. They're not confused.
I agree. I think we'd be more honest, straightforward up front. That'll eliminate a lot of the BS.
Right.
Just tell a person what you want, what you expect, and we just haven't been, we don't do that. We haven't done that. And that'll eliminate a lot of the problems in my opinion, in relationship. Just you can't read nobody's mind. I can't. I'm not a mind reader.
Right.
So you have to let's sit down to the table. If we
Yeah.
taking this, let's talk about what do you like, or what do you expect out of me, and what do I expect out of you.
And
So
only when the person tell you. A lot of times you want to change people. You think you can be Captain Saberholt. If the man tell you that he's still hoeing around and he's not ready to settle down, let him go. Why do you still try to dig your clouds in? Oh, well, you want to settle down. You just ain't met the right one.
Right.
The man told you that he don't want to settle down.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the right woman. He's going to mess up the right woman. The right woman should go head on and wait for the right man. But you dig your claws in and you start trying to convince him with sex that you're going to manipulate him to change. But sex only lasts for how long he can hold up. As soon as the 5 or 10 minutes is over, he's going to go right back to doing what he was doing before you got in the bed with him. So that's the issue. You cannot change people. People are who they are. And when they tell you who they are, you either accept it or you move on. Quit going to God, worrying God to change a man that if God ain't already changed him, he see him, he the one made him. Why you worrying him to change a man? You should worry him to change you. Obviously, something ain't right in your bread ain't done because I don't know how to change no man.
Right.
That's crazy to me, but I see women do it. So whatever. She got one more and then I need to move on.
Okay.
Her next question was, what happens when you fall for the other woman? Like,
what happened?
I guess she's saying, how do you get in these situations where you're already involved with somebody or you're in a marriage, but now you're outside of your relationship or outside of your marriage, and now you're falling for the other woman? So asking what happens, how do you get to that place?
I just think like I just said earlier, you haven't been real with this woman from the jump. I feel, that you got to be real. So if you really, really, really want somebody and you really love them, and you can't, you're not gonna walk away from them like that. Not that easily, So you got to be real with that person. If that's who you want, you got to stick around and make it work. If not, anything will turn your head and make you run away. Anything.
I am the outside woman in a lot of circumstances. I have no problem with that. So I will speak for the outside woman.
Right.
He's not in love with me.
Right.
He's in love with the things that I do that she doesn't do. He's in love
Right.
with the fact that I handle him in a way that he wants to be handled. His wife, for whatever reason, she will not do that. And or his girlfriend or whatever. But when he's able to get with somebody that gets on his level, it's not so much that his heart has been compromised, but the desires of his heart is compromised. So you follow your desires, but your heart is going to remain wherever it's supposed to be, because you can't take me and turn me into what you have at home. I'm always going to be what I am. And when I don't comply with what you're used to, because most men who are stepping out, they are in more of a leadership role at home than they could ever be in my house. They control their house. That's the reason they got that kind of time to be free. That's the reason they can be out when they choose. And they do have that dominant role in their house. But when they get to my house, they do not have that role. So whatever I'm doing, they're having fun doing that because they can step aside from the lifestyle that they live. And they can pretend over here with me where there's no lifestyle that they're held accountable to. Now get this right. I'm not saying that I don't value who I am because I allow it. What I'm saying is I don't want a husband and I don't want a boyfriend. So it works for me. So don't go to praying on me because there's no need. I just want to hear that from a woman who does it. That's all.
Right. A lot of times people be in love with, like you said, I agree with that, they don't necessarily be in love with the person, but what the person does or or don't do for them. And a lot, you got to really know what love is, it's love. It's not just what somebody can do for you or how somebody satisfies you, in a physical way. Right. That's even though physically part of it, but not just solely.
I have
physical.
A lot of women who sit and wait on this man to leave his wife because he's lying to you or he's telling you you're going to leave his girlfriend. But I can tell you, no man that I've ever been with can tell you that I've ever asked them to leave their wife, leave your girlfriend. I often tell them, you have the right woman. You do. It hurts me because I might got a little feelings for you.
Yeah.
I really believe you're with the right woman. Because I'm not that woman and I could never be. So I would not, I don't tell them all the time. I say it once, I'm going on it. That, yeah, you hurt me when you made the choice, but you made the right choice. Whatever. But
you can't, you can't fix, home outside of home. So if you really truly love that person and you want to work on it, then you got to cut all this outside interference out. You just got to cut it off. And then stick your body, stay home and work on it. If you love that person and you really want to make it work, you cannot fix home.
Once you're outside that individual relationship, then you've compromised everything that you stood on and said. And that moment that you do that is not about the other woman. It's about that man. That's where you got to start at, because once he starts getting the things that you never give him, good luck with that. And I say those things and people take offense. But if you're never going to give him what I give him, then you're never going to get him back, because his mindset is conditioned to the things that he wanted all along. And in honesty, he should have never married you because you didn't have everything that he wanted. But he compromised that because you might have had the majority of it. And that's
nobody's going to have everything that you want.
They might.
No one person not gonna have
most.
What?
You want to make sure they have most of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. But that boils back to communication too. And when you meet somebody, see, we run into the relationships and we don't even get a chance. We don't even know the person, don't know them. When we take time to know them, to know what they like, know what their dislikes are. We just run in, we go hump, go sex. We're gonna have some sex. Right. And then once them fluids get intertwined one another.
Get going,
yeah. Then you hum. You in there.
But that don't make it nothing that you need to be in. I'm very vocal with anybody. And I tell them, I am not gonna do right. Go on, stay home, because that junk is not gonna work for me. I am my own beast. I do Ivy. And I think that that's what women have to own. When you know you're not, I have had, and this is the God honest truth, and my mama will tell you this, I've had ministers who thought I was a good catch, and because they ain't got no woman, they ready to settle down. And I'm very clear. No. I'm not the woman for you. I would never take a man and make him fall with my ill ways.
I would never do that, but that's a real woman. If I know that you're not gonna be able to handle me, I'm not gonna make you fall to just bring you down. I'm gonna tell you, you need to wait. You need to go back to God about the woman for you. You might like my look and I get it because I'm cute, but you need to pray about that situation because I know and you know I'm not that woman. And that's personal because I would do that. I save a lot of people because I won't do it for money or no other reason. I'm not gonna do it because I don't believe that that is fair.
Yeah, I think honesty key.
what we're doing, right.
That's real important that you, I mean, yeah, for a person to be upfront with whoever they're you know, pursuing or whatever. You got to be straightforward. And these days, how it is these days, you can pretty much say, you know, hey, this is what I want, and they, you know, they're going. Yeah.
Yeah. Trisha wants to say, and then my brother is chiming in. So let me get Trisha Vaughn, then I'll get my brother last because he's a beast. Ain't no telling, but he done typed. Okay. Okay. You feel me? But Trisha Vaughn wants to know, why do people care more about cars than their homes?
I don't. I care about my home first. But I don't know. We've been, you know, we've been trained to be materialistic people, and a lot of time we go for the things that's not necessarily our needs, and we run after all these wants. You know, we got to learn how to separate our wants from our needs, and that's part of the reason. And I mean, it's a whole list of things that we could talk about with that. You know, it goes back to self. You know, what do you value? Your value system may be different than mine.
Right.
You may value that car. Some people do value a car more than a house.
They do.
You know, but I you know, I'd rather have my place. I ride in whatever, as long as my house, I'm at peace here.
Things like that, you know, my other things.
Right. Right. Everybody got a different value system too.
They do.
You know.
They do.
Right. So.
Okay, so Dr. Akins wanted to say, and I gotta read it right because he get me. He said I don't be reading what he be done seeing, so let me get it right. Arthur, it's good to see you again, my brother. My question is, in today's society, it's easy to focus on the oppression of Black America, but how important is it for Black lives to matter to Black people? It is necessary for us to stop killing each other. Today, I listened to a song, Self-Destruction, and it's still relevant today.
Was that a question?
I think it was a statement.
Yeah, because I mean, that's a powerful statement, and I agree with it wholeheartedly. Powerful statement. You know, I look around myself all the time, and I'm like, why do we keep doing the things that we do to ourselves? You know, like you were saying earlier.
Let me know, because there's a question and a question. It was a question beside the statement.
Okay.
And my question is, in today's society, it's easy to focus on the oppression of Black America, but how important is it for Black lives to matter to Black people? That's the question. The rest of it was a statement.
Oh yeah, it's extremely, that should be first and foremost self and kind.
Right.
You know, self and kind, that's so important. Everyone else love themselves and take care of themselves.
Right.
And we won't do it. We'll put everyone else before self and kind.
Right.
You know, that's extremely important. There's nothing, I don't see anything else. I don't know how we're going to survive if we don't start taking care of ourselves, each other. I don't see how we're going to make it the next millennia if we don't start taking care of each self and kind. Every species on this planet takes care of self and kind first before they take care of anyone else. Ants do it. Lions do it. Tigers. Every species take care of self and kind. But we have been. I can't get it. I can't. Right. I don't know. I don't know.
I said to tell you hello also.
I'm sorry?
My mother said to tell you hello.
Peace, Queen. How you doing, beautiful? Yeah, but we really got
to send it to my messenger. You have to send it to my messenger if you have questions for Arthur. Yeah,
we really got to start taking care of each other, man. You know, if we don't, we're done. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose badly. You know, self and kind. That's Ben is actually absolutely right.
Now, my next question is a little bit deeper than that, and it was one that I sent you. I have a real issue with men who believe that they can go out and get an outside child and we have to raise it. And then we can get one and y'all ready to go. I have an issue with that. I need help to understand that. Why is it that I need to help raise this outside child when it's your mistake? But when it's my mistake, you ready to go?
That's a real good question, Queen. That's excellent question. I like to know that myself. You know, you can go outside and get an outside child, but then this woman she go do something. Now you want to kill the world. You know, you can't accept it. But you did. I tell people all the time. I tell my son. I tell my daughter. You know, be careful how you treat somebody, because when it come back on you, just be 21. Be 21 when it come back on you.
The man that I date, I tell them, who are your kids right now? Think of all these kids that you can think of, because I don't do outside kids. I don't care how nobody feels about it.
Right.
If we're dating and we get in a relationship and we're married and you get an outside child and you come and tell me that crap, that you have that outside child, then I know these people start, oh, well, you need to be bigger than that. The child ain't had nothing to do with it, and neither did I. Give me the same respect that you giving that little child. I had nothing to do with it, and I don't want nothing to do with it. And
that's your personal thing, you know. Yeah, I respect that. I respect that.
I don't think that you can ask of me something that's hurtful and degrading to me as a woman that I can't ask of you as a man.
I agree. I agree with you on that. I can't debate that at all. I agree with you.
So I'm done with that. I don't do stuff. It's certain things that I as a woman, I never tolerate. So I don't have to ever go through those things. And people always say, oh, well, you don't stay and weather the storm, because I don't do storms. I said that before. I do cloudy days. This man with all these storms, he got some problems. He need a weatherman. He don't need me. He need a weatherman. He had out a storm every time I turn around. He need a weatherman. I'm doing a cloudy day. That's it.
But everybody got their certain thing that they don't. It's just gonna be done. And even me, certain things, I'm out. I'm done with it. Certain things, but so everybody different, you know.
ASAP, because to me, when I come down to your level to deal with your disrespect, because you was the one that disrespected me in more than one way. Not only was you foul out here doing what you was doing, but you wasn't even careful with it. So there's two mistakes. And so I know immediately, you and that little baby, we're done. I don't care what y'all do. And I say that because I don't talk to people. And people can ask me and they say, how do you do? But if you know me, you would know. I've never had a relationship with neither one of my children's father from the time that we stopped talking. My baby will be 16 in 2 weeks. I haven't spoken to him in 15 years, and I haven't spoken to my oldest daughter, father, in 23 years, and she'll be 25. These lies that women tell that you cannot raise children on your own is a lie. These lies that women tell that your children are going to be broken because their fathers are not in their home to some degree is a lie. And these lies that women tell that you have to deal with the other person and co-parent and do all this other stuff to some degree is a lie. When you choose to be productive, one of y'all got to be a productive parent. One of y'all. Because you got 18 years to get this child to the best person that they can be. But if I allow my life to be filled with chaos and BS, dealing with you as a man, because you already disrespected me, and now we're going to be back and forth. This child sees that. This child hears that. The brokenness is there. I separate myself from the brokenness, and I'm whole over here by myself, and my child come with me. And when she get 18, she can talk to whoever she wants to.
It's not that you can't do it by yourself. It's just you shouldn't do it by yourself. Not that you can't. No, it takes two people to bring a child into this world. So those two people should raise that child to that child as an adult and still raising them when they're an adult. You know what I mean? Nobody should have to, that two people to lay down and have a child. So it shouldn't be on one person. It shouldn't be. You know?
Never be that way.
Right.
But I believe that when people make you come down to their mess, and then they make you be the one that totes around the hurt of it, then you put things in me as a woman and as a wife or girlfriend, whatever I am, you put things in me that break me every day. And I'm not gonna stay around to be broken. I don't care how nobody feel about it. Those things break you down every day that you look at that. So to me, I just feel, it is what it is. Certain things and disrespect just need to be dealt with ending it.
I agree with that.
I just feel that way. But we've talked and questioned you. What questions do you have for us as women? Because we do a lot of mess too. So we don't want to lay it on your lap.
That's oh man, I could do, man, I got a whole bucket list.
Let's go. I'm gonna give you what you want.
I'm gonna try to figure out what the
what you want.
The most powerful one. And you snuck that one in on me now. Let me think about that one for me.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, you used that one in. What question? Oh man. I don't know. I got to think on that right there, Queen.
That's a few minutes. I come with some more of my stuff.
Yeah.
I come with some more of my stuff. Trisha Hannah wanted to say, "Oh my God, Ivy, I love this show, Ivy. You are the queen." And you know what? And I tell people, please just know that Trisha, you and I have always had a good relationship. And for the most part, everybody that knows me, if you are my immediate family, if you are my friends, this has been me my entire life.
It has.
And I think that's why I've been ostracized so much. I've never thought any other way. I just had to tolerate a lot of y'all BS because y'all was speaking over me. But now I got my voice where I feel is heard. And now I just won't shut up. That's all the problem is.
These conversations are necessary. Yeah. These conversations are very necessary to have.
Oh, you were talking all along. I just feel you were telling my story incorrectly. And I didn't care for that. That's all it was. I want you to hear my story, but I want you to hear it from me. Because you didn't live it. You're speaking on it, and that bothers me. I just need to know why you're doing it when you could have just asked me. That's all I feel about it. But anybody will tell you that my brother and I have a relationship that nobody will ever understand. It's almost like we're twins and we're not. But he's always been my brother for the reason that he allows me to be me. Does he agree with it? No. My mom? No. My grandma? No. But I am who I am. And I need to be that way in order to be the best Ivy. I care not about no other individual to that extent. I want to be the best Ivy. That's it.
Absolutely. And that's a big issue too. You got to let people be who they are. You don't have to always agree with them, and you don't have to agree with them at all. But you got to respect them and let them be who they are.
And if you can do that, if you can step outside of these things that you allow people to hold over your head, or you allow people to drag you into where you act like you don't realize you're getting dragged into areas you don't want to be in. And don't think that I did it all right. I didn't. I cried many nights over some of the wrong choices that I made. But what I did was I decided when I messed it up good fashion, I'm going to learn from that. You won't carry me back there.
Right.
Not there. You got to show me something different to make me get bumped. Nah, these tricks and trades, these talks, these walks, these games, these men play, I'm the best at it. I'm trained by nothing but men. So I'm the best at it. And I mean, that can be an up for me and a downfall because it's hard for me to get a man because my mentality is just like his. So until I can change my mentality to understand that we are not opponents, I treat him as an opponent and he's not going to outwit me. I'm never going to let him do that. So in order for me to get a man, I got to first find that man that I don't view as an opponent. Because all of them that I deal with, you're my opponent. And I'm not going to let you outwit me. I don't care what you're doing. It is what it is.
Wow. That's powerful. That is powerful. Wow.
Hey, I've always been that way.
I lost your voice. I can't hear you.
I've always been that way.
Right.
Yeah. I knew you when you was younger. You was fluke. Yeah.
Yeah. That's me.
But I love
I've grown a lot.
I love the man you become.
Right. I've grown a lot. And I had to do some self-work, and I talk about that a lot. and I'm still doing self-work,
Right.
you know, because I was raised around a bunch of masculine men, you know, had, you know, my uncles and my dad, you know, all them dudes had mad women, they had many women, you know, and that's, I grew up around masculine men, and that's kind of what I looked at and what I knew. But as you know, as I got older and I realized, you know, this ain't how it's supposed to be. So that's what I'm saying now. Like we don't have room for error no more. It's time out to stop, you know, for playing, lying, you know, playing the games. We done did that, man. We at a crucial time that we're not gonna make it keep playing these same games. It's time to get the games up
by yourself, and you're gonna end up realizing that, hey, I made a mess of my life. Nobody did that but you. You hurt a lot of good people along the way that could have been beneficial to you, but you didn't see that. So, you know, these chances that we give people, sometimes I feel that you're taking more than a chance with your life. Every time you get that same individual another chance. Every time I give you another chance, I'm taking a chance that I might not have another day to give you to keep lying and playing with me.
Right.
To be that's just not where I need to be. And so you have to take inventory of what you expect to get, because if you got an onion, it's an onion. Why are you looking at an onion talking about you got a bell pepper? People just look at things and you act like you don't see what you have. You know exactly what you have. And it's all about who you are, and can you take the criticism of being wrong? You mess up sometimes, you pick the wrong people. Oh well, just pick the wrong person. You just got to get out of it and move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to be my life now. When I wake up in the morning, I want to be efficient. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to swing and miss. You know, I want to land. Everything I do now, I want to hit it. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be swinging in the air, you know? So everything I do, I try to make it make sense.
Right.
You know, and I want to accomplish, I want to set myself up to accomplish what I want, what I'm looking at, what I hope to accomplish. So I ain't got time to be playing and making mistakes. I know we're gonna make mistakes, but what I'm saying, I wanna be efficient in everything I do. That's in my relationship with my children, my grandchildren, my wife, my friends, my everybody that I'm in contact with. I want to be efficient at it. I want to succeed in it. So every day of my life, I get up. That's what. Hey, but I'm driving that truck. I want to be the best truck driver that that I can be. So that's how I model my life now versus what I did back then. Back then, it was just whatever. I can do whatever. Not so much. Not no more. Not no more. I want to be the best grandfather for my grandbabies. I want to set the best example for them, because I don't want them doing the same things I did. You know. So I
just want to be who I am and be in the place that I'm in. I'm not really concerned with anything that I do for anybody else at this moment, because I've never given Ivy a chance to really just be the individual that Ivy is. I've stifled that for so many years because I had to jump in to being a mother. I had to jump into being a mother and a father. So the dreams and the goals and the desires that I want as a woman, I'm now embarking on those things. So I have no need for a relationship that would distract me from my path. Not that I'm not looking for love at some point in my life, but it is not where I'm aiming at this moment. My goal at this moment is self-love, and I'm willing to let somebody else be loved by a person that's willing to meet you where you are now. I'm ready to do something that deals with me, and it has nothing to do with another individual. And that's just the bottom line.
That's powerful. First love is self-love.
Yeah.
The first love is self. You got to have love for yourself. How can you love anyone else and you don't first love yourself?
2 more years to get this last one out of home, and she got it. That's Jesus. She getting a party. And I'm going out, you know, and I can still be a great mother to both of my daughters, but then that allows me to be the beast that I really am. And that's what I'm focusing on. And after I've done that and I've conquered that beast within myself, then I will open my life to a man, and I will explore love and explore the options of being loved. But that just would aggravate me right now, because I would have to think about you when I'm making decisions. And somebody call and say, well, I need you in Texas. I'm going to Texas. If they call and say, I need you in I'm going to California. But if I'm in a relationship, I have to think plural because it's us. And I don't want to think plural. I want to think singular, as in me. That's why I say it's not for me. That's all.
I can't argue with that at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But you must have been coming up with some questions.
I can't. We'll deal with that one another time. We'll get with that one. We'll pass on that one for right now.
I see you slipping the slide. You know what? You're a great conversationalist. I enjoy talking with people who can step outside of their own situation and evolve in conversation. That's the goal. It's not to just be talking about the stuff we've done when we were at kids and we was in the project.
Right.
I mean,
and I appreciate you for inviting me on because I say this all the time. I'm pushing myself to go to a different level, and so that requires me to go and get outside of my comfort zone. You know what I mean? I got to go places that I haven't been before. I got to do things that I haven't done before, in order for me to keep elevating. So I'm one that I wasn't used to talking and not talking a lot. You know what I mean? So now I'm getting better at talking and it's kind of expressing myself. Now I got to learn how to you know what I mean? Control my actions when I get a little flustered sometimes. So, but this is like practice for me. It's building because I know I got something greater. But in order for me to get to that great level, I gotta feel some discomfort. You know what I mean? Speaking and talking about my feelings and that type of thing. So that's what kind of helped my wife and I, in our marriage and in this last go around we had, because we're not going through it again. So, I was able to start talking and us having conversations, sitting on the edge of the bed, just talking about, hey, talking about things. I never was that person. I was the person that would go ahead and react. And not necessarily, we ain't had the conversation. I go do something. She's like, you don't tell me nothing. And I just go do it. So now I'll just, I'll talk about it and get it out. I'm getting outside of my comfort zone. And honestly, it feels pretty good.
Martin wanted to say, awesome show, my queen. I'm just listening in tonight. Hey, Arthur, good seeing you, meeting you for the very first time. That's my family, Miss Linda Martin.
Likewise. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, for most people, when you're trying to get to a place where you want to evolve as a person, you have to first hear it from people who are willing to tell you that they've messed it up a little bit.
Right.
I so like to hear from people who act like they've never done the things that I'm talking about, because you can't be above this behavior. You got to understand why we got to this place. We didn't all just happen here overnight, and our trials and our disasters of making things go bad is a part of our fabric now. And all you have to do is change the fabric. You don't have to wear the same thing that you used to. You can change that. But when you change it, you have to know what you're changing it for. If you're not changing it for the right outfit, I tell people all the time, I'm Michael Jackson. I'm going to shut the show down regardless. I don't need no other body to hype me up. I don't need nobody to close this. I'm going to bring it on. I'm going to make it last. And I'm going to shut it down, period. And that's my mindset. But when you don't have a full mindset, you leave your mind open for things that get you distracted. Your mind should stay full of things that you're trying to drive toward. And then that way you don't hear the GPS say recalculating, because you're not distracted. I stay on my path. And even though I get off of that to direct some of y'all naysayers, I do that because I just let you know I seen you. I just didn't think it was relevant for me to say anything, but I seen you, but I'm doing something else. I say that to say, yes, my friends love the fact that I used to dance and I used to strip and do all those things. But I honestly want you to know that's not my life anymore. And even though you would like to see me do those things, that's just not who I am. I embodied all those things for 30 years, wrecked half of y'all marriages and relationships. You should be glad that I have changed that part. To summons that up doesn't do anybody any good, but I'm not going to do it. So I just want to be clear that I love you for being mindful of knowing how I used to be and knowing how much fun we had, but I have no intentions on dancing or doing anything.
Absolutely.
Those things.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to clear that up. That's all. I dance, but it ain't for you.
That's right. That's what's up.
But it ain't for you.
So
That's
just
right.
keeping that clear, you know. I
Right.
just made that clear because that's not who I am. I mean, I
Right.
did those things, but you know, it's not.
Right. It's all about growth. We growing. We growing. Keep going. We can keep elevating. Keep elevating.
Yeah, you got to.
Right. Right.
Don't you just wasted your life.
Right. Right.
Wasted your
Right.
life. That's all. It is what it is. But that has to do with a lot of who's in your life and who's in your family. You have to understand, I didn't come from just any family. You say my family name and you know what it is on either side. So when you talk about us, you know who we are. You know exactly what my family stood for and what they still stand for. And even though I'm reckless, I'm one of the most reckless ones. There's a couple of others in my family. But I still have a lot of education. I mean, I'm very, very knowledgeable. And I just don't
Very.
always
Very.
make you think that. I just do stuff, but it has nothing to do with the way that I've been raised or my mother or anybody. It's just Ivy is Ivy, and you guys have to understand. You cannot pull me into an arena. I step in all arenas on my own.
Right.
I wanted you to come on because I hear a lot about you, and I hear you're doing great things, and I can see that you have made a lot of changes, and that's all I'm looking for. I'm looking for people to help share stories with people who are one night away from wanting to commit suicide, or one night away from just saying, I don't want my kids anymore, and I'm gonna run off the bridge and run them in the river, and I want somebody to say, I'm through with drugs. I'm through, being over here, being high every night. I want to find people who are truly soul searching to change their direction. I talked with my brother earlier today, and he has a planet marketing business that he strategizes in, and you were affiliated with that. I'm not sure if you are now still, but I knew you were. And I'm
Yeah.
saying there are adventures that you could be on that you're not on because
Right.
you're on things that were happening in 1996. If you come to 2020, you can embark on something that might give you a better platform in life. If you're not willing to do that, then you owe nobody no explanation for why your life is in shambles. It's
Right.
in shambles
Right.
because you're the one that's making it be that way.
Right. I think, a lot of people don't understand that growth and change, most of the time it's not comfortable,
Right.
And the truth and the truth either. The truth hurts.
Right.
People don't want to feel a certain type of way, but in order to grow, you're gonna feel some discomfort. The truth hurts and nobody wants to hear it. You know what I mean? Just like, if you're going to another level. You don't want to go through those steps. You want to get to that next level, but you don't want to go through those painful steps to get to that next level. But it's going to take that to get where you got to go, So, I'm just pushing forward and I know that, if I'm stepping outside of my comfort zone, it's going to be uncomfortable. So I'm ready. Hey, let's get it, let's get it.
Trisha Bonner wanted to say, Lord Ivy, we had some fun in the projects. Now we're growner and we're wiser, LOL. We are. I mean, if we be honest, Flute stayed right behind me,
Right.
We wasn't in each other's yard. I could look out my back door and yell for Flute, and he come. I could go in the middle of the road and yell for Trisha, and she come. Because we were in the same place, So,
right.
And in the same, living quarters, so we could walk to each other's houses.
Right.
That relationship, and we grew up with that mindset. And I just think it speaks volume for us as people that even though we're not in each other's lives every day, we can still come together and have the same love and compassion that we have for each other as children. I tell people I have a lot of relationships with people that I don't see every day, but when they do see me, nothing's changed. We still like, what's up, girl?
And when you invited me to this show, I've been invited to like 4 or 5 other shows, and this is the first one I've actually been on. So yeah, you're special. You're special.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but see, I already know. I knew who you were anyway. From that time. I'm glad you brought that up because when we from the project days, I know you can't tell me who Ivy is because I know Ivy, and she's straightforward. So when you invited me to this show and you told me what it was gonna be, I knew that if you said it, that's what it was gonna be. So I was glad to come on the show, and I appreciate it.
I thank you for coming because people wanted to see me and you. But at some point, I tell them, the hype is bigger than you make it. The hype was never between me and you because we've always been the same.
That's right.
Conversations. We've talked. We've done everything. So, you know, like we know each other. So it was like, okay, I can talk with him and get a feeling for what he is and what he believes in and stuff like that. But like I say, I'm glad at what you're doing because a lot of our men are not stepping up to even do what you're doing. And but they quick to say something.
Right. That's true. I mean, I feel like I can't, I'm the type of person, I can't just sit by. When I know something got to be done, you know, I'm not waiting to ask nobody to do it.
Right.
I'm going to go get it done. So that's just who I am. So I've always been that way. So I know there's a need for things here in my community, my environment. And I gotta provide it. I can't sit around and wait on nobody else to do it. I got to do it. You always want to be the change that you want to see. And that's how I think. You talk about change, well, be that change.
Be the change.
Right.
And sometimes it takes the very people that you thought wouldn't be anything, that you thought wasn't gonna come from the slop, that you thought was gonna stay in mess. Sometimes it takes those people to show you that evolution is about how you make it evolve. It's not about how you see it in the mindset of scientific things. It's about sitting down, figuring out that 1 + 1 is 1, and 1 + 1 is 2. And however, not saying it in that mindset, but you know what I'm saying. 1 + 1 is 2 and 2 + 2 is 4. What I'm saying is you can know those principles, but if you don't know how to get to those principles, then you're never going to figure out what we're trying to do. I always remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. People don't even remember what that was. But in math, if you give me a problem, that's the first thing come to my mind because it tells you the formula to how to do the problem. So that's what you got to find out. What is the formula to your problem?
Right. Right.
Once you figure that out, nobody can hold you back. Nobody can stop you once you figure out the formula. But if you miss one step in that formula, then you wasn't paying attention to something.
Yeah. And a lot of our problems, I'm glad you said that about the formula because problems are solved with questions and answers. And so what you're doing with this platform, we got questions and answers. That's how you solve a problem. That's a formula itself.
Right.
That's a formula.
Right. To ask the question, to get the answer.
And get the most constructive, the best answer.
And when we give you the answer, go home and apply the answer. Stop going home writing it out and erasing it and add new stuff to it. We didn't tell you that. We told you the answer. But you're going to go home and try and edit it. What did you ask for?
Right. Reinvent the wheel.
You asked me and I told you, but I don't like that. I'm going to go home. And well, then that's why you're going to be exactly where you are. And like I said, all of my shows are not going to be of your taste.
Right.
That's why it's called live choose, live not. You don't got to choose it. But I am going to speak on the things that are relevant, whether you like it or not. I want to get to the bottom of what's keeping our environments full of dysfunction.
Right.
And I don't care if it's got to do with women cheating, men cheating, this one doing that. I'm going to talk about it until we get people to understand it.
Right.
So I have other guests that are coming on. A good friend of mine is coming on tomorrow. And she thinks very much like I do to some degree. But we're trying to give you the information.
Right.
So that you don't have to be the other woman. So that you don't have to live 5 years waiting on a man to leave his wife. So that you don't have to walk around with 4 kids and he still ain't gonna marry you. We're trying to give you the information.
Right.
But you don't want to use it.
Well, keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you. And it's like therapy for me. I need it. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing, Queen.
We're going to have more things that we're going to be doing, and we're going to have more shows. I'm hopeful that I can get some more men. I think for the most part, they were afraid. They didn't know what I was going to say. They might have thought I was telling on them, but I have nothing.
Right.
I ain't telling on y'all.
Well, I'm glad I'm the first then. So you got this special. I'm the first one on the show.
I ain't telling on none of my men. I want y'all to know, y'all ladies sitting on here waiting. I ain't telling on none of my men. Period. Going down like Titanic. That's how we're dying. Titanic gonna carry it on down to the bottom of the sea. So you'll be forever trying to get something out of me.
That's right. That's right.
What it is.
Right.
It is what it is. You guys gotta just come in, bring your questions, bring open mindsets, try to hear what will help you
try to apply it to your life. Try to start finding ways to jump on some good business paths. Again,
Right.
all the time, my brother, he's a life coach. He has a lot of resources that you can use. You got to invest in yourself. You can't always just think somebody want to invest in you for free. You got to invest in yourself. So if you want to be in travel agent, he's a traveler, he's marketing that business for a reason. And he's offering that. He's going to come on it sometime and divulge that information to you. And I want to let you know already, if you already crying about $100 and you already crying about $200, then I can tell you right now that you are always going to be crying about your situation.
Right.
Get ahead. You got to invest.
Right.
Period.
Right. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in yourself. They invest in everything but themselves.
And you got to get the sweating on your own before you start counting the green. Y'all just want to count green and take pictures on Facebook throwing money up in the air, and you ain't done nothing to get no money.
Right.
That would get me. But as soon as somebody say, well, let's go ahead and invest $100. Girl, ain't nobody got no $100, but you'll take them same $100 and give Jordan, and he already rich. He's rich.
You know what? Say that for another. Say that for a show, because you need to do a show on that.
Oh, that's dumb.
You need to do an entire show on that.
It's dumb.
Right.
It's dumb.
Right. Yeah, I want to be on that show. I want to be on that show.
That's exactly right. That's what you need to do. You start working on it, Arthur, with you. Put it all together, get it out how you want us to get it going, and then you just let me know who all we want to pull, and we'll bring them in, because they need to understand you're wasting your money and these entrepreneurs who are already billionaires.
Right.
But somebody come to you with a marketing thing, something that can help you be great.
Right.
And you won't do it.
We need to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk.
No.
Yep. Let's put that together.
Because you're never going to get anywhere doing the same thing. I talked to Arthur today, and I said, half of y'all been saying you ain't had no car since 1996, and here it is, 2020. You still, when I see you, girl, I ain't got no car. You know, I'm trying to get. You ain't had no car in 25 years.
Right.
25 years, you ain't had no car.
That poverty mindset. We got to get out of that poverty mindset. We got to get. It's the mindset.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And you see other people, and then when those people come around, the first thing you say, I know who got all the money.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't stand that. I can't stand that.
I just look at them.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got to do a show on that. Definitely. Yeah. Right.
And help your children. My daughters are 15. They open bank accounts. My daughter just moved out, 24-year-old. She already had almost an 800 credit score. A 24-year-old girl.
Right.
You guys are not empowering your kids. You're not empowering yourself. Half of y'all, we come up, all our bills were already made for us because our parents had done put the Belside bill. They had done put everything in our name. Our credit was jacked up because that's what we were doing. But you're not doing anything to help your kids. You're not even giving your kids the things that they need to go out here and face being financially stable.
Right, right.
10-year-olds should already be working on credit.
Right.
They should be doing.
Right. And that's kind of like, that's one of the reasons we started our youth program here in Rennes and Jefferson County, because, you know, me for one, I saw, and all the other guys did, we just saw the need for all of these things that you and I are talking about right here in our community. Right. I mean, you can't save the world till you take care of, you got to take care of home first. So for Rennes, Jefferson County, this is my home, this is our home. So we decided, hey, let's do some work here, you know, at home. You know, I see these young, everything you just said, the youth, the young, but my children, your children, everybody's children, we got to start, we got to get them together to teach them these things.
Exactly. And stop worrying about not liking me.
Right.
You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Arthur. You don't have to like anything about us as a person, but like the mindset to get you out the gutter that you're in. That's all you got to do. You get around and hold these grudges and hold these things that we don't even be thinking about what you got. And I'm trying to tell you to just get the information and go forward and be great. But you can't do that. I don't like her like that. Well, you the one living hard check to check.
Exactly. Right.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm not the little check to check, but you don't like me, so you won't take the information. Dumb.
Right. I don't care about nobody else's money. Give me the information. Give me the information. I go get my own money. Let me get the information. I want the information.
What he talking about? What he telling people?
Right.
Because it's knowledge, and knowledge is power.
Right.
So
knowledge.
Get the information.
The application of knowledge. How you gotta apply that knowledge.
But y'all,
now, you gotta take that knowledge and you gotta apply it. You know?
Fair-minded.
Right.
Yeah.
You can hold on to knowledge all day, but if you don't take it and apply it to your life, you just a fool with knowledge. And you gotta apply that.
Be adventurous. Be willing to go on an adventure to learn something different. Life is an adventure. Be willing to take the adventure. Be willing to step out of Rams. Be willing to step out of Louisville. Be willing to step out of Wadley. I'm not talking about those towns saying that they're not good places to live. But what I am saying is that there is more to life than those areas.
Right. Let me tell you something I did a few years ago. I never done it in my life. I went to Atlanta by myself. I went to a lecture in Atlanta. Didn't take nobody with me, by myself, in a auditorium with like a bunch of people.
Right.
I didn't know anybody in there.
Right.
And do you know I got up in front of people and spoke and I said some words in front of them? Yes, I did. I never did that in my life. I was terrified.
You're proud.
I was like, but I got up there, I was stuttering and all that, but I got up there on stage in front of them people and I got my words out.
But you felt great, I'm sure.
When I was so happy coming back to Rennes. I felt so good that I actually got up there and I did it.
Right.
I forced myself to do it and I was nervous.
Right.
But after I did it and I was going home, man, I felt so good. I was like, I pushed myself to do that.
Right.
And I felt so good. I felt so good inside going home. Because that's something I was terrified of, like speaking and getting out in public in front of a bunch of crowd of people. Right. And I said, I'm going up here to this lecture. And because they was asking people like where they were from and what town they were from and everything. So they got to me. You had to go on stage. So, I was kind of put on the spot, but I was so glad. And I got up on that stage and I conquered that fear.
You felt powerful, I'm sure.
Yeah, I felt good. I was going home. I was singing going back home.
And that's something that we have to understand. I want people to get to a place. Let the hurt go. Let the molestation go. Let the rape go. Let the fact that daddy wasn't there go. Let the fact that mama didn't teach you nothing go. Let all of that stuff go. Bring it out if you can talk about it. Some people can speak on their hurt and it makes it better for them. Some people cannot, and that's okay. But let it go. There's no reason to hold that anymore. Let it go and then start trying to build a life from that hurt. You can never change that. I've had things that happen to me that I can never change, but I'm not going to stay there with that. I'm not going to let that define my last story. My story is going to end the way Ivy wants it to end, not for what someone done to me. So you got to get to a point where you let it go. Am I telling you that you can't drink? I'm not. I'm asking you to stop being an alcoholic. If the first thing you put your foot down, your mind tell you in the morning before you get any eggs or bacon is you need a bill, you got an issue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you don't want to admit it, but you do.
Yeah.
And you need to figure out how to get what is causing you to be that particular in that place.
Right.
So that destitute that you feel can change. If you can speak on it, speak on it. If you can't, you got to figure out how to let it go so that you can move on, so that you can get to be who you are. You'll die that way. And we still won't know nothing, but that you just let your life come to nothing.
Right.
Crazy.
Right.
Some to do that. You just got to let it go.
Right.
You'll get somebody to apologize for everything that they've done to you wrong. You'll never get somebody to own the things that they've done to you that you know they've done. But look at how they did Jesus.
Right.
But if he didn't feel enough to let it go, he let it go.
Yeah, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. Right.
He let it go. And I think they done him way worse than anybody is doing you.
Right.
But when he got off that cross, he let it go.
Absolutely.
I'm going back with my Father.
Right.
I'm not here anymore for what you done to me.
Right.
He let it go. So
one thing I like to say about that, one thing I say about that, about letting it go and just, that don't mean you still have to be in the presence of these people. You don't have to hold a grudge and be mad, let it go, but you still don't have to stay in these people's presence either. You know, if you know these people gonna treat you a certain type of way, they've been doing it forever. You know, you don't have to be mad, but you don't still have to subject yourself to that type of hurt anymore. You don't have to be in the people present. You can see them and speak to them from a distance, love them from a distance. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad.
Stop letting every church folk tell you how you need to be. You have a mind of your own.
Right.
I'm not saying that church folk can't direct you, and half of them ain't directing themselves nowhere.
That's true.
But they speaking to you.
That's true.
What you need to do is just make up in your mind that, hey, I can hear from the Lord just like you can.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, I'm not going to let you condition me to something that I don't want to be bothered with. And stop praying on me about that. I tell you.
That's another show.
I do.
That's another show.
I'm telling you, stop worrying God about something that I'm not willing to change. Oh, well.
Right.
I'm not doing
That's definitely another show.
Yeah.
That's definitely another show.
But people need to understand hurt is only how long you hold it.
That's right.
The other person ain't even knowing what you holding.
Nah, not at all.
Even thinking about it.
Right. Them folks going on about their business. Right.
They having fun. They doing things, and you home hurt.
Mad. Hurt and mad. That's right. That's real talk. That's real talk.
Whatever.
It is.
Yeah. That's it what it is. So, you know, like I say, you've been great. Does anybody else have any questions for Arthur? My phone done kind of stopped chiming. I don't want to leave nobody out. Again, if you had tried to tell me something to ask him, you have to send it to my messenger. You're more than welcome to get these last little few minutes that we got with him. So if you got anything that you want to add, you can. We're just freestyling now because come up and come out. You know, I tell people all the time, I have not found no new anointing. I'm not speaking in tongues. This is English. So don't leave these lies to I was preaching and all that other stuff. This is English. It's not a tongue. You should understand that. You should know that this is something that you're getting that could supplement your life in a good way.
Right.
You can
and it's neat.
Watch it and do nothing with it, but that's dumb.
Right.
Don't sit here an hour and get vital information that you can use. You want to apply it to your life.
Right.
Dumb.
Right. And so I say it's all about the application. You get to soak up the knowledge, but you still got to take that knowledge and apply it to your life, your situation. So yeah. Where
do you see yourself in a year? Because we ain't even doing this 5-year thing no more.
Where do I see myself in a year?
Everybody's so scared. We got to go year by year.
Where do I see myself in a year?
A year.
Oh man, I not here in a year. Not here. I got some other plans, and it's not gonna be here. Hopefully, my son will be out of school in another year.
Right.
So I got some other plans, and it's probably not gonna be here. You know, I want to do a lot of traveling. I'm gonna do a lot of traveling.
Right.
You know, I got other areas that I want to, do things at. I'm not saying I'm leaving here, but I'm doing things in other places.
Yeah,
doing things in other places.
Mine got to evolve to bigger cities, bigger voices.
Right.
You don't travel the world and tell your story; it'll never reach those people.
Right.
Social media is a great platform now that we can let people hear your story all over. That's
right.
Good. But then sometimes you also got to take the physical aspect of yourself to those places and give it to them real, raw, and uncut. That's how I see it. So here I plan to be. I'll be finishing my master's degree this year, and then I'll start my doctoral degree. But I still see myself as just being a living testimony to anything. There's nothing that I haven't done.
Right. I want to go home. I want to go home.
Where's home for you?
I want to go to the motherland, and I'm going.
Oh, you want to go to Africa?
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, you had to kill me.
You know where I'm going.
Like Dorothy and Toto, the Wizard of Oz. You know me, I'm going all in my mind like some home. Where does home
a lot, people have different dreams to want to accomplish something, want to do something, but I got to touch down. I got to touch down home.
Can't have. Well, I got to go where this Jamaican man is talking to me. I ain't been over there and heard. Come here. My love bun, talk to me, man. I want that. I got to go there. You go to Africa. Let me know how that go for you. I'm going to Jamaica. So
Okay.
I want to hear him. Come, my love bun. Let me. I want to hear that. I ain't heard it yet.
Yeah. Oh man.
You going on over there fight them lions and tigers and bears.
I hear you.
That
I
don't
hear
work
you.
out for you.
Hey, I'll be at home. I'll be at home.
Don't take no safari. Don't go on no safari.
People. Huh?
Don't
No
go
safari.
on no safari. Them lions eat people. I seen it on TV. Don't do that.
Well, I'm a lion. I'm a lion. They play with the lions. They roll.
Okay.
They roll with the lions.
Okay.
They roll with
I
the
ain't
lions.
doing that. Send me back some. Just send me a souvenir.
Okay, I got you.
From Jamaica.
You know I got you. I got you.
And said, I ain't do, but I hope your trip go good.
Right.
My mom want me to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
She said, please ask Arthur to say a few words to females and males about how to build better relationships and better marriages. And I'm gonna take a drink.
I think we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. I would just say, with your mate, spouse, or whatever, you got to start opening your mouth and saying, having communication. So you can have everything in the world. If you don't, you can love somebody, and if you can't communicate with them,
right?
If y'all don't have no line of communication,
right?
Man, that stuff gonna be null and void. I just think our situation got better when we were able to communicate better. So for me, that's key. That's one of the main things.
And I tell people that.
Right.
When you meet somebody, the first thing I ask them is, what do you want? I don't even ask them what their name is, because that's irrelevant to me until they tell me what they want.
Absolutely, I agree.
Because if they say, well, I'm looking for a wife, in our conversation, I ain't looking for no wife. I'm not being nobody's wife. So we don't even need to waste our time. Because you got to know what they want.
Absolutely.
If you don't know what they want.
Absolutely.
You got to know what people expect and what they want from you before you even waste one dinner date with them.
Right.
I'm not going on no dinner date and you looking for a wife.
Right. It's like, it's for some reason, it's like we are afraid or ashamed to ask these. And these are questions that you got before you even go on that date. If y'all don't talk on the phone, you got to be to ask these key questions. You got to find out these key before you even leave out of the house with that.
Where they are, where are you spiritually? Do you believe in Christ?
Absolutely.
Some of them don't believe in Christ.
You need to know that.
You need to know.
Yeah, you need to know that. Right.
Do you look at little boys? Do you like little girls?
Right.
I ask these men when they come up, they be like, girl, you gonna ask me something like, yeah, because I'm trying to take your eyes out your head if I see you looking at one of mine. Right. Around this corner.
Right. But we would not ask these questions. We won't ask these questions.
I ask.
Yeah. I mean, not many of them.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I ask. So because I don't want you to get it confused.
Right. That's the key to relationships is, questions and answers, communication. That's for everybody.
You gotta talk.
Right.
You gotta listen. You gotta hear it.
Absolutely.
You gotta pay attention to warning signs.
Right.
If you warning signs.
Right. That's true. That's true. Because you have them signs, but you ignore them. We ignore them. We ignore them. We have them.
Ooh.
Everything that we need is inside of us. We can feel. I mean, come on. I know women know.
Tell a man lying to you.
Yeah.
Tell a man cheating on you.
Right.
Tell a man is not wanting to be bothered with you. Some of y'all call him all day long. That don't make no sense. Mm-hmm. All day long, you keep calling that man, and he obviously don't want to be bothered with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right.
But you keep doing it.
A lot of time we set ourselves up. You got the answer. You already have the answer within. You know the answer, but you in denial. You're in denial. You know this man or woman.
Right.
You know what they're doing.
You know what they're doing.
Right.
I talk all the time and say I got a team, and people ask me, girl, you ain't, oh yes, I do too. And you're not the main player. But all my people know that. I put it out. You're not the main guy. You're not gonna get his spot. You just coming on as an extra help. He got a wife, he got a girlfriend, can't be over here every day. So you need to come when he can't come. Oh,
Hey,
I understand. And then you
Right.
understand. So you can understand that we never have them arguments. We never
Right.
don't come over as a team player. You know, don't come over with all the extra because I'm never gonna give you his spot. So we need not even be talking about that.
That's communication. That's communication. That's
But
right. You had to communicate that to him.
I told my brother I got a contract. Oh, he be tired of me.
You got a contract.
Yeah, they have to sign. They do. I keep that for the police. Because if I don't get a contract, they gonna try to be stolen. So I tell the police, Mr. Police, he knew he signed this on Wednesdays and Thursdays. He's not the main man. My brother told my son, I'm sick of you.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want no problems because I'm not gonna do right. I'm in my own mindset. I'm good. I'm happy. I love being who I am. I'm great. I'm not broken. I'm not sad. I got the cucumbers working. Look at that.
Right,
Oh,
right. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you.
Yeah, I did
I
that.
see you.
I said I'm good. But when
Right.
you're happy, I'm happy with who I am. And I'm
Right.
happy with being able to vocalize who I am to other people and to even the guys I talk to because they understand me.
Right.
And we move on. And that's it. And it works. But what good is it to be with somebody 20 years, 15 years, and every day is an argument? You don't even want to get out your truck to come home.
Right.
You get in Reds and the first thing you say, doggone. No excitement to go see the woman. Cause
Right.
you get that she ain't got on none of that ugly bonnet. She knew you been gone a week.
Right.
You ready to see something sexy and something to get your mind running. You get that she got on that bonnet. She hollering at the children. The house hurting.
Right.
But then you get over here with Super Freak. And it's not legs. And I got this lipstick and this good Indian better with it.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah. Well.
something you gotta be exciting.
Right.
You know, you gotta be live.
Right.
You can't just, man, it just be baffling to me. But somebody asked you another question.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me get to it because you know me, I be all going on. Trisha Bonner wanted to say my last question. Why come wives be mad with baby mamas and don't want the father to have nothing to do with the kids when the kids was there first before they became wives? This is something we talk about at work, but we can't get the answer. So Arthur, can you role play?
Yeah, let's go.
You are the baby daddy. I am the baby mama.
Right.
We got to do it in two ways. The first way, you still dealing with me. That's the first way.
Okay.
And in the second way, we're no longer dealing with one another and we are only co-parenting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do the first way. So now your wife is wanting to doggone tell you that I'm being aggravating to you because I'm the baby mama. But when you have not clarified that I'm still dealing with my baby mama, that is the reason my baby mama is cutting the food with you.
I mean, you hit the nail on the head. And most of 9 times out of 10, that guy's still dealing with that baby mama.
Okay.
When it's like that, he's still dealing with that baby mama.
Okay.
You know, a man when he knows that, you know, that he loves his child and he loves his wife, current wife or whatever, that baby mama, he know he got to let her go.
Right.
He gonna have to cut her off. So
let's role play to the new woman.
Mm-hmm.
I am no longer dealing with you.
Right.
I've moved on in our lives. I respect you as a man and as a father. You respect me as a woman, as a mother. We are no longer sexual, and I respect your wife.
Right.
Now I'm willing to come to the birthday party. I'm willing to sit down beside your wife and have a conversation. I'm willing to say, hey, you guys can get the baby this week and I'll drop her off to you, Arthur, in front of your wife. I not only call you to let you know what I want to do with the child, but I also call your wife to ask, is there a problem this weekend with little Kenny coming to see Arthur? Because I didn't want to disrespect you in any way by just asking Arthur. So do you have a problem with me? I include the wife because I have no issue with you. I ain't
Right.
got no mess in me. But as long as you keep running up some mess in me, you gonna get mess out me.
I mean, you laid it out, Queen.
That's
You
all
laid it out.
is.
I mean, you laid it all the way out.
That's all it is.
Right. Hey, nothing I can say. You laid it out.
I already know because I live it.
Right.
Whatever.
You gotta stop giving.
A baby mama tell you, I ain't letting him come to the party if I can't come to the party. That's because your man and that baby mama is still partying.
9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10.
Lying behind tell you. I don't care what his lying behind tell you. He's still dealing with that woman to some degree.
Right.
That makes her think she can use that child as leverage when she's really using her nanny cat as the leverage.
That's right. That cookie.
She look at you real funny when she say it too.
Mm-hmm.
She's preaching out because she let you know what I know.
Right.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we as wives, my husband don't want you no more. And you need to go ahead on and find you something to do.
Right.
Because you can't, if I can't come, my husband ain't coming.
Mm-hmm.
Really, wife? That what
Right.
you want to take that stand? You don't want to do that.
Right.
You don't want to do that. Because your husband told you everything.
Right. I mean, you laid that out perfectly right there. I mean, you laid it out. I mean, nothing I can say on that, but that's true. You know, that whoever that is who asked that question, you got to kind of got the answers right there.
Yeah. Because you will know.
Mm-hmm.
You will know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one thing I know for sure, I don't want you. We gonna kick in all day.
Right.
I ain't got no problem with you all.
Right. I
took you out my life.
Right.
Hope y'all happy.
I don't have them type of feeling for you. Ain't nothing going on. Right. That's it.
But y'all be over here when Genuine holler 9 o'clock and he still messing with me and I'm his baby mama. And Genuine holler 9 o'clock and he over here. I know what's gonna happen.
Right.
I know what's gonna happen. So I say, you guys obviously don't know how to play y'all roles because a lot of the things that go on, if you truly was a real beast on being that other woman, you wouldn't even have to open your mouth. I ain't never had to open my mouth to none of my men and women because they know. They know. Never. Now they be doing more arguing and cutting the fool with me than I be doing with them. I just be looking at them crazy like, hope they don't try to snatch my good wig off because I just got that wig today. Whatever. You know, but whatever. Because they're not mindful.
Right.
This is crap. Anytime you got conflict, anytime you got strife, anytime you got chaos around a relationship, somebody doing something they ain't got no business.
Absolutely. That's true.
I don't care how you feel. And I say all the time. But 99.9.
9 times out of 10, that's right.
99.9.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah. I agree.
You ain't never gonna get no good result until he stopped going over there when Genuine holler 9 o'clock.
Start tapping over, easing over there, right?
So when Genuine start hollering 9 o'clock, then you might be able to deal with that baby mama. But when that happen, you guys are in for 18 years of hell. That's true.
That is true.
I ain't never understood that. I've never called. I've almost buried my children and I won't call their daddies. That is the God honest truth. And you can ask my family. No. They be sick and seizures and everything. And I still won't call them.
Still won't call them.
No. The doctors told me, find out what's wrong with your husband so that we can figure out what's wrong with your daughter. We'll never know.
Wow.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
You treat him. Well. That's what I told him. You the doctor, you treat him. You figure out what's wrong with it. That's what you went to school for. I'm not dealing with him, daddy. I'm already taken care of. So no. Oh, well. It doesn't work for everybody. You can't have my mindset.
No, I don't.
You got to be a beast to have my mindset. You got to really know what you're doing. Because I don't play these stupid games. And that's why when people say stuff and do stuff and women come at me all cross, I just tell them, go sit down. Because you don't want this headache. You do it and you don't want a headache. Or whatever. Because you got to know who your opponent is. You can't just jump in the arena with everybody. You don't know what that woman holding. You don't know what that woman know that you don't know. So you have to start investigating when you see things don't make no sense to you. People who are no longer dealing with each other shouldn't even have no problems.
Oh yeah, not at all. No problem at all. None.
We all should be able to have Thanksgiving together. We all should be able to come around and exchange gifts. We should be at a good place.
That's
right. We should not be at no place of every time I turn around, we want to fight, or you can't come, or she can't come, or you better not show up with her. If that's going on, it's some mess in there.
That's right. Bottom line.
Mess in there. So
right.
You know, I just think that we got to start just calling a spade and a king and a queen. And I think that a lot of these things you guys already know yourself that it's a mess going on.
Right. See, not just to point that person out, but like you said, you know what's going on.
Because you can tell.
Right.
You can tell.
Absolutely.
Even in no baby situation, you got an outside woman just hounding you and starting with you. She knows something about the individual you dealing with. Bottom line.
Right.
And I tell people, you might say, well, he ain't messing with her no more. Well, where there was smoke, there was once a fire.
Right.
Oh, he was messing with her sometime.
Right. That's right.
Whatever. You can't tell me nothing about no smoke and fire. He was messing with her one time. That's why you had fire. That's why you got smoke. They got to have both to get one or the other. Or whatever. Dumb.
Yep.
Things be things that you know.
Right.
Things that you know. And when you know them, you should deal with them accordingly. We talked about that last night. Why are you allowing another man who married to another woman or who got a wife or a girlfriend tell you who can come to your house? He cheating on his wife with you, but you, girl, Tony don't want nobody to come over my house. Tony can't good. Tony say, I better not have no man over there. I'm going to have a man over here every night. To all my men listening, you got a wife, you got a girlfriend, you will never tell me what to do. Good luck with that. You need to find out where you pay rent at. I wish you would stand out there and tell me that I'm not going to have somebody in my house. And I go along with it. I hear my people go along with it. You let this man dictate to you about what you can do, what you can wear, where you can go. And he loves you so much. He doesn't love you that much. He doesn't love you that much. I promise you.
Right.
And you're letting him dictate how you can be as a woman. You'll never find a man that's meant for you. He has you trapped in a garbage situation, and the man that's meant for you is not going to wait around until you get all this garbage off of you. He's going to walk right past you because he knows that what you're dealing with is ignorant. This man is married to another woman or he lives with another woman, and you're sitting at home letting him dictate what you can and cannot do. That is the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
It is.
I might be messing around with you. I ain't say I wasn't messing around with you. I'm probably doing that. But you telling me what to do, that definitely ain't happening.
Right.
That definitely ain't happening.
Right.
And don't come over here unannounced. You're going to go to jail because you and somebody going to be fighting. Because I can promise you somebody over here. And then you're going to be looking stupid. That's how your wife or your girlfriend going to find out, because you're going to be in jail when you call.
Right.
You got to treat them how they supposed to be treated. I would never let no man tell me nothing like that. And he got a family. Girl, please. Stupid.
We got to stop accepting all this stuff. You know what I mean? You don't have to accept that. You know, nobody should have to, should accept that. They got to think more of themselves. You know, you got to have feel worthy. You know, you got to have self-worth. You can't certain things, you can't take it. Why would you take that?
I don't know, but they do. And then they're mad at the wrong people.
Right.
You're mad at the wrong people. And I want my women to understand that you give people these titles, but you have the dumbest title of all. You're the wife, you're the girlfriend, you're cooking for him, you're feeding him, you're running around being homemaker, you helping with bills, you struggling when he's struggling. All I'm doing is a bunch of sex. Who life seem harder?
Time out for that. Time out for that.
What's wrong with you? You're the one crazy. That's why when I see you, you look bad. Then you look at me talking about, you don't look like you done aged a bit. Sure don't.
That's right. Right.
I ain't got none of that what you got going on with your man. No. And I would never take him. I would never take him. People don't get that. I'm not trying to take your man from you. He has some type of issue with horn around. He's not going to do that from my house. So now you let him do that from your house. I'm good with that. But no, that taking thing, please. That's what we fall short at. Why would you want somebody that you know done been doing somebody, the lies that they tell that person, and then they tell it to you? You're just going to switch positions. And you're going to become the one that's unhappy and stressed out and second guessing who you are as a woman and questioning your security level. Oh, that's crazy. To be insecure.
Right.
You build that. You're building this issue for yourself. But then you tell me, he said, don't nobody talk to me. Or he say that he's gonna say whatever he needs to say to keep you on the team, dum-dum.
Right.
That's what he does.
Right.
He's a master manipulator and good at it too. Because he's
Good at
keeping his wife and he's keeping you. And you don't see it. He's keeping his girlfriend and he's keeping you. But you don't get it. I promise you. They aside over here, they don't. It's never like that. It's never
Right.
like that. No.
Right.
And you got to be in control of who you are as a woman. I work too hard and I get up out of my bed at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. I listen to people on my job. I'm sick. I don't feel good. And I'm going to let another man tell me where I'm going to go and where I'm going to be.
Wow.
And my brother would tell you, I've never had to call him about no man trying to manhandle me.
Right.
No, God. What the worst call, he worried about me going to jail.
Right.
He worried about, well,
You had to come bug you out of jail.
Yeah. He know.
Right.
No, y'all got to step up, ladies, for real.
Right.
Just don't be that dumb. I never say you can't sleep with the man. I never say you can't mess around with the man if that's what you choose. But what I am saying is just don't be his all-day sucker. They always used to say, how many suckers does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll and the other Tootsie Pop? If you're going to be his all-day sucker, the world will never know. That's what the hour said on the Tootsie Roll commercial.
Right. Sure did.
You cannot be his all-day sucker. You're going to have to let him get off at some point. And you're going to have to make him understand that he runs nothing. I mean, period. You deal with him, you deal with him. I deal with a lot of people, but they don't run nothing. And I'm not saying that for you to be trifling, because some of you just going to be trifling like me anyway. But all I'm saying is, if you are going to be trifling, then be king trifling. Be queen trifling. Don't let nobody let you be trifling, but you dumb trifling. That don't make no sense to me. That's all I'm saying. You might not agree with my mindset, but it works. That's what I'm telling you, because he's lying to you. And he's never going to switch that role out for you. He's comfortable with what he got. Be dumb. I don't know. But my girl coming from Miami, she's going to be on tomorrow night.
Okay.
And she's coming with a whole nother flavor because she lives a lifestyle that works for her. And so I want to get her mindset on it because that will give you another woman's perspective. And then you won't just feel like only one woman think the way I think, no, but you can't tell me that what I'm saying ain't putting no light bulb on in your head.
Hey, I'm soaking it in. I'm listening. Like I say, I know I'm a student, and I'm here to learn. So I'm listening, and this, like I said, questions and answers. Listen. We got to listen to one another. We sometimes we running our mouth so much we don't take time to listen, and then you miss things. That's in a relationship, whatever. A lot of time that woman talking, and we running our mouth too. We ain't hearing nothing. We're not hearing nothing. We're not, so So you miscommunicate like that. When you running your mouth, she talking, ain't nobody listening. Right. So I'm good. I'll sit there and listen. I'll soak it in. I'll think about it later. And hey, that's what I do.
There's no hard relationship to get out of. If people tell you, well, I can't go because of the kids. Well, I can't go because of the bills.
Well, I can't go because the house is in our name. Well, I can't go because we got stuff to. All of that is excuses for why he do not want to leave where he is. If he wanted to go, he would go. Without any of your nappy cat, he would go. If he was tired of the woman he was with, he would go. You wouldn't have to give him no nappy cat. He would go.
I'm glad I ain't never really been afraid to like do start over or whatever. And and I know if I lose something, I can get it back. I'm gonna lose it, I get it back. I don't even I never been that way. I can lose
But if you
everything tomorrow.
Wouldn't you
What?
go? If you're unhappy, won't you go?
I'll go.
And I know that these men that tell y'all all these reasons for why they can't go, those are not the reasons why they ain't going.
Right.
But that's men though. You built right. You feel me? When you built right, you know the formula. You're talking about men that ain't even built right. So I'd be lost. That's all. But then when we talk about it, you feel some type of way.
Right.
I don't get that.
Yeah, that's another show.
Always.
That's another show.
Guess who the prayer coming on tonight for? You the one got to pray, because I pray when I'm on here all the time. So I don't never let us go without no prayer, because we got to be mindful that God don't have to be good to us, but he does. You know, so right. I always tell people we can't come together in no setting. My grandma taught me that. Whether people think it apply or not, but you can't come together in no setting and don't honor God. So I always say we got to have a prayer. And I think that we almost back to the closing of this. And I thank you again. Right. You've been a great person to bounce these ideas off of. Right. I love you dearly. Always have.
And the same here.
And I will let you do the prayer tonight so that we can, you know, end this live and give people a chance to go back to doing things they need to do. Okay, well, thank you for once again, thank you for inviting me. And we'll see you on the next show, hopefully, whenever I can. So we'll end with my prayer, our prayer. And it's maybe a little different, but hey, you asked me to do it. So, you know, in the name of the Most High Heavenly One, which we call Ane Ray, sustainer of the boundless universes, sustainer of the heavens and the earth, we thank you for allowing us to have this day to reminisce, to talk, to understand one another. And we ask that you guide us in all our endeavors in the future. And we ask that you build our people. We ask that you strengthen our people. We ask that you give us the strength to take care of self and kind. In the name of the Most High Heavenly One, which we call Ane Ray, Amun. Have a blessed night. And I have to say, in Jesus' name, I pray, amen. All right. We are done, and we're going to leave it up to anybody. I don't have any more questions. I think I got everybody. Everybody that came over on YouTube tonight, I support that. Thank you so much for supporting me. I hope you guys know where we're going with this. If you ever want to do a show, or if you ever want to break free from something that you're dealing with, let me know. Also, keep in mind that, again, Dr. Akins is promoting Planet Marketing. If you ever wanted to be a travel agent, let me know. I got that platform for you. You need a life coach, let me know. Whatever it is that you think that we could help you with and we could get you going in a different direction, let me know. Again, afterwards, I can't thank you enough. I really do. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I really do. And I'm going to say goodnight to everybody. We don't have anything else. And everybody stay safe, wear your mask, and try your best to stay loved and humble to what we're dealing with as we head forward with this election. In Jesus' name, we all pray. Amen. Amen. All right, baby. Peace.